Hello everyone, I hope you're well. Welcome to snippet number 37. Wow, where does the time go? So for snippet 37 I'm going to use my new stencil, which I haven't got out the packaging, which is a really good start. I know, let's faff. So I'll just take that out the packaging. So it's my Blobology Stencil 183, which is available on Create and Craft TV. And I'm going to use just sort of part of the stencil. So let's put it around about there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide ink. Now just remember, the snippets are about simple ideas, simple techniques to spark off other ideas. So the idea is that it sort of inspires you to create cards, journal pages, or sort of go off and do a little bit further detail if you wish. So what I'm doing is I'm using my Hickory Smoke and I'm using a blending tool. I'm just using a brush. It doesn't matter which blending tool you wish to use. And what I'm doing now is I'm making it a little bit darker just towards the bottom of the stenciled area, just this base area here. So just making that a little bit darker. So it's important that you add layers of colour. So we'll just blend that out now, just so we've got no lines, just so that it's a little bit darker here. You can lift that up and just see what we've got. Just wonderful. I mean, that is just gorgeous. Absolutely love it. Right. So what I'm going to do then is use my next new stencil, which is Botanology 182. And I want to use these elements here. So let's move these out of the way and let's grab some scrap card. So what I'm going to do is begin with this part here. And with that part, I'm just going to use my cut and dry foam with black ink. And I'm actually going to use the VersaFine Clair ink. So I'm just going to take the VersaFine Clair and just blend that over. So I'm just using part of the stencil. So that's one part that we need. We'll just give that a little bit of a wipe. But don't worry about your stencil. You can get that clean really easily. So don't stress about that too much. So let's just wipe that so we've got most of that off. And then what I'm going to do is take the floral, which is a stenciled version of the periwinkle. Have I got the periwinkle handy? It's a stenciled version of the periwinkle. But the idea behind the stencil is, so it's a sort of stenciled version of the periwinkle. And the idea is that you don't have to use it as a periwinkle. So you can use it to colour it however way you wish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Wild Honey Distress Oxide ink. And I'm just going to apply the Wild Honey just over the floral. And then I'm just going to go off on the side and rub off the excess ink just onto the side of the card. I'm then going to take spiced marmalade, spiced marmalade, Distress Oxide ink. And then I'm going to take candied apple. What am I like? I'm then going to take some candied apple. Then just blend it out with the lighter colour. You can add a little bit more of the candied apple if you wish. And then you do exactly the same with the leaves. And I'm going to use crushed olive, a little bit of crushed olive. And then a little touch of mowed lawn. So a little touch of mowed lawn, just to give that a little bit of depth. So that's your floral, which we're going to cut out. Obviously, I've done the cutting out beforehand so that you don't have to watch me cut out. What I'm going to do, just to add a little bit more depth, is I'm going to use my clean colour brush pens, and I'm going to use wine red, which is 024. Just add a little bit of 024. Sort of very, very soft nibs these have got. These have been around for, oh, so many years, these pens, but they're a beautiful quality pen. So I'm just adding the wine red, and then I'm going to add the geranium red, which is 029. And the idea behind this is to just give the floral a little bit more depth. And then what I'm going to do is just use a touch of water. Let's just clean that. A touch of water, and then you're sort of going to blend that out and activate the orange that you've done with the Distress Oxides. Just to blend it out. I can use this for another project. So just colour, and then what I want you to do is I want you to cut those out. So I've cut those out, and what I've done is I've added touches of white with my gel pen. Just add touches of white, just to give it a little pop with those touches of white. So just add touches of white with your gel pen. I'm then going to take my stencil Undergrowth 162, and I'm using stencils to show you that stencils are so versatile, just like stamps. And I'm going to use the Nocturne ink piece of cut and dry foam again, and I think we will use this bird here. So we'll use that bird here, and we can then cut that out. So I've also got that element cut out as well. If I've got time, I'll show you how to clean your stencil. So we've then got this, and then what I want to do is just add, I don't think I got it out. Did I get it out? Yes. I'm going to add a little bit of text. And what I've got is I've got my tag, but I'm not going to use it as a tag. You can use whatever you wish, but I particularly like the little bit of text on this. So I'm going to use my grey Morning Mist VersaFine Clair. And what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of the text, and I'm hardly touching. I'm sort of just kissing that, just sort of, let me lift that, just on that floral, okay? And then I'm going to do the same, just add a little bit of the grey and just add that to inside the circular area, but this time press slightly a little bit harder, just so that you can see that. So I'm using the tag, but not as a tag. So let's just place this back. I'm going to place that back because I end up in a bit of a mess. So then what I'm going to do is place these down on my project. So first of all, I'm going to add the little sort of leaf foliage kind of piece. Now don't forget, you can't add too much dimension to your pieces when if it's going in your journal. So I'm adding this here. Let's just press that down. Try to sort of leave a little bit of it so it's not stuck down, just so it looks a little bit more natural. And then what I'm going to do is just add the floral here. And I'm just going to add a little touch of dimension to that floral. Not very much at all. I don't want to add too much because it's going in that journal. Then I can't pick it up. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive just going down here. And I'm just going to add the floral just here. Just so that you can see that. And then I'm just going to take my little bird that I've cut out, just sort of add a couple of little touches of white, and then I'm going to add my little bird. I'm going to add my little bird just inside the circle, just so that you can see that. And then I've used Stamp Set Build Me Up, and it's got on there Just Because, and I'm going to use that stamp set. I've stamped the Just Because, so I've got the Just Because, and I've added my black Posca pen around the edges, and then I'm just going to add this here. Just add that there. That's it. And then we're just going to add a little bit of shading just under the sentiment. And of course, you will let things dry before trying to sort of blend everything out. Just wash my brush of that orange that we've got on there, and then we'll just blend that out. Just to add a little bit of shading just underneath. And then if we add our Posca pen, our splatters, and the idea of these is that you look at your stamps and stencils a little bit differently. Also, you can expand on the idea, create cards and journal pages. And also the idea is that when you look at the snippets, you look at them, and then maybe when you've looked at them for a day, you might think, oh, I might add a little bit of this text, a little bit up there, but it's just snippets of ideas. I'll just show you how you can clean your stencils. I'm just going to use a little wipe, and I've got some hand sanitizer. So I'll use the hand sanitizer, and that will just clean your stencil just of that black ink. It also makes it smell beautiful. Turn it over. Just make sure you've got all those areas clean. So you can spend a bit longer than I'm doing, obviously. But you can use your hand sanitizer. I'm sure some of you have got bottles left, and you can use that just to clean your stencil. So I hope you enjoyed snippet 37, and I shall see you all soon. Love to all. Bye for now.